Hi, I'm Eric Bobrow. Not long ago, my wife Laima and I watched the classic 1978 movie The Turning Point on Netflix. It's a wonderful Oscar-winning story of two aging dancers. Well, aging is relative, they're pushing 40, who used to be rivals in a major ballet company. One got married and had kids, the other became a famous dancer. This got me thinking about the turning points in my life and about the turning point that you might be about to take. You see, there are times in each of our lives when we make a decision that pushes us in a new direction. Sometimes these decisions are thrust upon us, sometimes they're offered to us, and sometimes they come from an inner sense that knows that it's time to make a change. Now, you probably know me as an Archicad expert and that I've created a lot of tips and tricks, articles and videos, and was a Graphisoft reseller for 2 decades here in California. You may not know that after studying computer science and graduating from the University of California at Berkeley with honors in 1975, I left the technology field for a very long time. I followed my heart and my passion, and I became a professional modern dancer. This was my main focus for over 13 years. This turning point led me to a wonderful artistic career, literally touring the world with several dance companies, meeting my wife Laima, also a dancer and now an author and yoga teacher, and starting a family. Our son Aiden is now 22. Between 1986 and 1989, I gradually shifted my focus and reached another turning point. This time I went back to computer technology as it became more graphic and visual, working in desktop publishing and eventually CAD and 3D visualization tools. At one point, the head of the company I worked for said, "Eric, I'd like you to head up our new department focused on architectural software and consulting services." I protested, "Neil, I'm not an expert in that area." He calmly replied, "You will be." I learned as I went, and I got training from Graphisoft and Autodesk and Intergraph, and gradually became an expert consultant. When I didn't know something, I researched it, asked for help, and learned even more as I taught. I could see what worked and what didn't, and what helped people to understand concepts. As I trained people and worked on consulting projects, I figured out the best practices that allow one to gain the most advantage from the power that is inherent in Archicad. I split my time between selling, training, and consulting, and was pulled in a lot of different directions. For many years, this worked pretty well, and my company was U.S. Reseller of the Year in 2000, and remained in the top 5 of all U.S. resellers for a decade. However, this became harder and harder as I worked longer and longer hours trying to keep everything going, particularly as the Great Recession dragged on. Now, last year, 1 year ago, I reached another turning point. No longer a reseller, I chose to focus full-time on helping Archicad users be successful. I love it. I no longer need to convince architects to buy Archicad. Now I can simply work on creating the best resources for users of the software. This is my passion, and I'm very good at it. What a liberation to be able to focus totally on what I love to do. It's truly my privilege to work with you. I'm excited to help build a thriving community of design professionals like you who want to keep improving their skills. Now, I'd like to talk to you about your turning point. Perhaps you feel like you're pulled in a lot of different directions like I was and aren't able to get your design work done to your high standards in a reasonable amount of time. Are you working long hours, struggling to meet deadlines, confused about how to make things better? Do you ever say to yourself, "There must be a better way to do this. I hate doing this over and over again. How is this supposed to work?" Well, what would it be like to know how to do things the right way, the best practices for Archicad? Can you imagine yourself getting things done quicker, with fewer missteps and wrong turns, not having to redo things because you missed a step along the way, fewer workarounds? How much of a difference would this make in your life? Could you get home a bit earlier? Have a little less stress, or a lot less? Can you picture yourself meeting with your clients, seeing them get excited about their project, while remaining confident that you can deliver on deadline without ruining the rest of your life? Perhaps you might even be more profitable because you can get more billable work done. Would you like to be able to focus on your design rather than on the software? Would you like to be doing what you love? Well, you have an opportunity right now to create a turning point in your professional career, at least in the way that you use your design tool of choice, Archicad. You can continue to do things the long way around, or choose to learn the best practices and make a big change for the better. Would you like to experience a turning point? I can help you do that with the Best Practices course. I'll tell you more about it and share some stories and case studies of course members in my next post. In the comments area below this video, please share your thoughts. How would you like to change your working process? What are the areas in Archicad that you find awkward to accomplish? If you could change some or all of this, what sort of a difference would it make for your life and work? I really look forward to hearing from you. Please post a comment down below.